How's the cookie? You wanna know? It's the Oreo Review Show.
Well, we're about 10 episodes into the Oreo Review Show, and I think this is it. I think this is the one that will finally break me. If you've been following along with the show up to this point, and you haven't, you know that I've reviewed the double stuff, disgusting, the mega stuff, horrendous, and now Nabisco, in their infinite wisdom, has decided that wasn't enough stuff, which is why they have developed an atrocity that mankind has not witnessed since the likes of the Holocaust, Hiroshima, the Happy Time murders. That's just a stupid joke. Obviously, the Happy Time murders are far worse than Hiroshima and the Holocaust. And the same holds true for today's subject, Oreo, the most stuff. It's got the most cream ever. Remember how on The Simpsons, comic book guy would say, like, worst something ever? And that was funny. And now they did it. Now they did it too! I'm going to take this opportunity to remind everyone of a fact you may already be aware of, which is that Oreo cookies spell their word cream with the C-R-E-M-E, not because they're French, no, my friends, but because they cannot legally call what is in these cookies cream. It is, in fact, more accurately referred to as stuff with a single F. And these have got the most of it ever! I had to hunt for these a little bit. These are limited edition products, and they're not everywhere anymore. I was a little bit late to get to this one. In fact, as you're watching this video, you might not be able to find most stuff in your local grocery store. You may have to look beyond into the seedy underbelly, the internet, Craigslist. An appropriate home for these would be the back of a mysterious relic shop, like from Gremlins or Needful Things. I'm trying to stall, to be honest. I'm trying to come up with more words to say before I have to open these and consume one of them. Ugh. Right here, they point out that this is enlarged to show detail. Thanks, Nabisco. You mean this isn't actual size? Most Oreos refer to their serving sizes as 2 or 3 cookies. The most stuff, you might have guessed, is only 1. In a single most stuff Oreo cookie, you're getting 110 calories and 11 grams of sugar. That's twice the amount of sugar in a double stuff Oreo, double the amount of calories as an original Oreo cookie. There should be a Surgeon General's warning on these things. They're probably limited edition to avoid any lawsuits. Oh my gosh. Now look, the Mega Stuff Oreos were awful. A sin against nature. We all agree upon this. But at least the cream in there, I mean, it was too much, but it wasn't like this. This is a horror show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little bit afraid that when I reach into this package, a tentacle or rotted hand is going to reach out and grab my wrist, and then a loud violin sound effect is going to play. Ah! The cream is, oh God, Jesus Christ. This comes with 18 cookies divided into these pathetic little columns / rows right here. Of course, that's a much smaller count than other Oreo packages, but boy, do you get more of that sweet vanilla creme. This one in the middle here is really catching my eye as among the most revolting. I mean, come on. That's obviously more than should be in a cookie. And what's just as bad is when you spin this baby around. What's going on here? It's not even evenly distributed. They couldn't even make that work. It looks like they squeezed out a little bit of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. felt my heart rate increase. This is a regular Oreo. This is a most Stuf Oreo. Do you see the difference? Do you see where one looks different from the other? It's subtle. It's subtle. Keep looking. Which one is which? Which one? Oh no, I don't want to touch it. It's tainted. It's tainted. Full disclosure, it's around 3:30 right now in the afternoon, and I didn't eat anything today. I didn't have breakfast. I didn't have lunch. Sometimes that's just how things go. You know, you get busy, you get carried away. You don't have time to eat food or nourish yourself. So this is going to be my first meal of the day, and oh, what a meal it is. Trying to see if there's a less hideous one, but there's not. This one is interesting. You can actually kind of see a seam there. It literally looks like they took 2 doubles or perhaps mega stuffs and just stacked them on top of each other. Is that what's going on over there? Is that what they're doing? Oh, here's one that fell apart. Fell apart so you can get a glance. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at the cream. Look at the height of that cream. Oh God. Just put that one back. If you don't hear from me again after this video is put out, find my friends and family, let them know that I loved them, and that truly I only did this because I wanted to die deep down inside. It's like biting into a Big Mac. Except that I like those. This is gonna be gross. Fuck. Oh. 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 You know, I'm a simple man. I don't have many strong beliefs. But one of them, I think, is that an Oreo shouldn't melt in your mouth the way that this one does. There's an interesting psychological effect of eating one of these, which is that the entire time in my mind, I'm just screaming out begging for some more cookie. I've said it before, I've said it time and time again, but the contrast is what makes an Oreo cookie great. The ratio between the cookie and the cream. And the more that you stray from that original recipe, the worse it gets. And this is obviously by far the worst example of that. It's too wet. It's wet. It's like eating ice cream, but not good. I want more of that cookie. To make this thing palatable, you'd have to salvage and cannibalize other cookie parts from other cookies and add them to this. That honestly might be a way to save an Oreo with more cream than the original. Balance out the amount of cookie as well. Just make it twice as much cookie. But they don't do that. They don't do it because people just want more cream. Well, now you've got the most. The most stuff is in this fucking cookie. I'm sorry, I have to eat a regular Oreo right now to remind myself that life is worth living. Simple, refreshing, borderline dietary health food compared to that. It doesn't even really taste like an Oreo. It just tastes like wet sugar. They should have called these wet sugar Oreos. Or go with one of my original pitches. Not to get gross with you right now, but at the risk of doing exactly that, my mouth is producing an excessive amount of saliva after having consumed one of these. There's so much cream, it's making my mouth work overtime, the little taste buds and the enzymes, and you know how science works. It's unpleasant. It's too mushy and moist. There's so much. As you're biting it, it pushes the cream out in a very unappealing way. And then the rest of it that makes it into your mouth, you'll want to chew, but there's nothing to chew, so you're just dissolving it, and it's getting stuck in the corners of your teeth, just this sugary globs of goop and gunk and stuff. It's a fucking disaster. Look how half-assed this box even is. They could barely fit the word Oreo up at the top because they made the most stuff so big and this stupid Oreo gigantic on the side. Compared to the original, you know, it's got a splash of milk. It's kind of fun looking. This one is clearly somebody shit this out in like 10 minutes. Some intern made this crap. The packaging suggests that one cookie is a whole serving, and I'm gonna hold them to that. I think that's not a recommended serving size. I think they're just saying you will have one and you will probably die. A person with diabetes would go into shock if they were within 50 feet of one of these. Most cream ever. Oh. Worst Oreo ever! It's fucking bad. I can still feel it. I can still taste it. This is what I've eaten today. Nabisco, fuck you, you fucking bastards. I hope the people who devised this were murdered! Execute every motherfucking last one of them! I don't endorse murder. Come on. You notice this one also doesn't say always real cocoa on it? Because they couldn't fit it! The most stuff, it's a gag, it's a novelty, it's something that, oh look, we're Nabisco, we're Oreo, we're crazy, you like the cream? We put so much cream in it, wow! And at the end of the day, everybody has a good laugh and it doesn't hurt anyone, right? Wrong! It hurts me! It hurts my soul, and it hurts you, and it hurts this nation of ours. It's a shocking example of everything that's wrong with this world! One day, intelligent life is going to find us. They're going to see these on one of our shelves and say, you know what? We're good. We're going to bounce. These cookies will be responsible for the ruination of mankind. Womankind also. Feminism. I hate these. I don't know how I can possibly word my hatred strongly enough to tell you how much I hate these. Maybe my review score will help. On a scale from 0 Oreos to 1 complete Oreo being the best, of course, and 0 Oreos being the worst, the most Stuf Oreo cookies are receiving from me a final score of -3 Oreos. This beats out my previous lowest score of -2 Oreos for the Love, Oreos, which, you know, maybe those actually have a worse flavor to them, but they aren't as all-out offensively horrible as these. They knew better when they were making these, and they went ahead with it anyway. It makes me so mad I start doing a Lewis Black impersonation. Nabisco, do not bring these back under any circumstances. Destroy them. Throw them all into a giant pit like the E.T. Atari cartridges. If I ever see a package of these on the shelves again, I will have no choice but to leave quietly and respectfully. That was it. That was the most, we did them the most stuffs. I really feel like there's nowhere to go from here but up. This is definitely our rock bottom. If you'd like to watch me eat more disgusting things and hate myself and slowly make myself fatter and closer to death, you should go ahead, like this video, and hey, subscribe to my channel because I'm going to bring you all that good content. And of course, you can comment below and tell me why the most Stuf Oreos are actually really good and cream or stuff is awesome, and you make these yourself by taking a bunch of different Oreos and pulling them apart and putting them together because you love the cream so much. I'll start writing your obituary now. Well, eating one of those has fucked me up for the rest of the day, so I'm gonna go lie down and cry. Until next time, I guess I'm gonna sign off with another one of my famous catchphrases. Oreo!
How's the cookie? You wanna know? It's the Oreo Review Show.